Hey, Sunshine Yogis, thank you for joining me. I'm in my little vacation rental and I'm bringing you a quick practice focusing on mobility and flexibility, just good old stretching. This can be done any time of day. I'm doing it without a yoga mat right here on the carpet, so make it work for you. For the purposes of keeping the video a little bit shorter, I'm just going to do one or two of the sequences, and then you can do as many as you want depending on how much time you have. You may want to stretch a little bit before we get started because we're going to jump right in with a downward facing dog. So join me on your mat, your carpet, your grass. If you're outside, how wonderful would that be? And I'll meet you in downward facing dog. So let's go right to it. So take your hands about shoulder width distance apart. We're going to go ahead and stretch the hips up and back, lengthening our spine, dropping the heels towards the floor. Go ahead and shake your head out yes and no. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, you know, your neck might be a little bit stiff. You may need to pedal out your feet. So anything that works here for you to get comfortable in this first pose. Once you find some stillness, press forward and down into the hands. Feel your shoulder blades slide down your back and feel your core engage. You want to feel a little bit of that drawing in of navel to spine. As much as possible, drop your heels towards the floor and lengthen out. Good. Take a deep breath in. Let's extend that right leg back behind us. We're going to flex the toes down towards the floor, keeping the front of the hip facing the mat. Now press through your right hand and out through your right heel. Feel that lengthening here. Good. Deep breath in. Draw the knee towards the chest, and as you breathe out, step your right foot up by your thumb and lower your back knee down. Inhale into a twist here. You're going to lift that right arm up towards the sky, rotating your chest towards your inner thigh. Feel this nice kind of wringing out of your spine. This gets into the mid and upper back. Feels really good here. Nice little hip opener on the left side. Let's go ahead and oil up that shoulder by rolling that right arm back behind us a couple of times. Oh yeah, mobility, flexibility is the name of the game. Then reach back behind you. You can just turn to look back behind you. This could be enough. Or maybe see if you can lift the left foot. Reach for it with the right hand, and if you grab it, go ahead and drop into the hips. So feel yourself stretching that left hip flexor and quad as you draw your heel towards your left bum cheek. Now continue to wrap your right shoulder back as you open up your chest. This is a biggie, especially first thing in the morning, so go easy wherever you are. Tap into your breath. So always in yoga, breath comes first. Nice, deep, mindful breaths. We'll release that, and then we're going to shift the hips back, coming into a little half split. I like to shimmy my right heel a little bit further forward so I can really lengthen out my hamstring. That's what we're concentrating on here. If it's available to you, draw your toes back towards you. Press into your finger pads, lift your chest. And then on the exhale, just stretch a little bit deeper, really wrapping that right hip crease back as if your thumb is in that hip crease, pulling it back so you're wrapping your tailbone underneath you on that side. Woo. Nice deep stretch here. Good. We're going to bend back into that front knee, plant the hands, stepping back to plank pose. So you're lifting the back knee, you're pressing evenly through the hands. So push the earth away from you and press back through your heels. Imagine you have a corset around your midsection. Cinch it in. Get it nice and tight. Draw your tailbone back towards your heels, nice and strong here. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, pull back from your hips, back into your downward facing dog. That should feel good. Let's inhale, roll it forward, back into your plank. You're going to stack the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, take it back. You can do this as many times as you want, but we'll go to the left side, lifting the left leg now. Toes point down, flex the foot, push through the heel. Wrap the front of the left hip down towards the ground and lengthen your left side. Big breath in as you draw the knee towards the chest. Exhale as you step the foot up by the thumb, drop that right knee. Inhale, twist open to the left. Lifting the left arm. Roll your right ribs underneath you. Breathe into this side. Go ahead and start to rotate your top arm. Sweeping it back behind you. Nice big rotations. And then on that last rotation, reach back behind you. Either look behind you or maybe lift the right foot. Grab onto it if you can. Shift the hips slightly forward as you pull the heel towards your bum. Continue to roll the chest open. So you're wrapping that left shoulder back. You're lifting from the center of the chest. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Feel the opening here. Awesome. And releasing. We'll go ahead and take that half split. So you're going to rock the hips back. Maybe slide the heels slightly forward. Draw the toes back toward you if that's available to you. And then keeping the chest lifted, we're going to lengthen. And then breathe as we exhale. Go deeper into this stretch. Each side's going to feel a little bit different. So take the time or the breath that you need to. Stay with it as long as you'd like. Good. And then re-bending into the knee. Let's come back to that plank pose. Feeling a little bit stronger this time. Pushing into the hands. Let's find a little space between the shoulder blades. So you want to protract your shoulders, a little rounding there. For those of you who want a little bit more, maybe some mountain climbers, drawing the knee towards the chest. Amp it up as you need to, but for the rest of us, push back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Right leg lifts again. Reach it up and back. You should feel a little bit more flexible now. Exhale, step it forward, keeping the back knee lifted. Inhale into your twist here. Wrap your right sit bone back. Open up a little further. And then plant that right hand. Shift the hips back. Now runner's lunge. Both legs straight. This time, let's keep the right big toe mound pressing into the floor, the mat, wherever you are. Drawing the right hip crease back. Feel that deep stretch as you fold over the front of your thigh. Good. Bend into the knee. Inhale. Exhale, right back downward facing dog. Hips high. If you'd like to take any plank to dog sequencing here, flow a little bit, please feel free to do that. Left leg lifts, reach it up. Find that length. Maybe it feels a little easier this time around. Step it up, left foot to left thumb, right into your twist. Keep that right knee lifted this time. Breathing into this shape. Straighten your right leg, press through the right heel. And then that left hand comes down to frame out the foot. On an exhale, draw the hips back, coming into your runner's lunge, both legs straight. Round through your left big toe mound, fold over your front thigh. Breathe deeply into this big hamstring opener. I know you feel it. I do too. Good. And then rebend into that front leg. We're going to heel toe that left foot out and bring it at an angle. So toes pointing out. Step your right foot up into the same position. Dropping the tailbone down. Your elbows are going to find your inner knees. Coming right into Yogi Squat, Malasana pose. Press your palms together. And as you do that, let the elbows press the knees open a little bit wider. So we're really going for this inner thigh and hip stretch here. This is a biggie. It stretches the knees too. So do what you can do. If you're somewhere here instead, that's okay too. Don't worry about it. Just get into those hips. And as you feel the resistance drawing up, match it with your breath. So let your exhales kind of meet that resistance and melt it. So you're essentially softening into the pose. Good. Fingertips to the ground. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to fold forward. So straighten the legs. or keep a slight bend in them and just let the crown of the head point down. Lengthen out your spine, let everything go, and then inhale back into your yogi squat. Fingertips stay on the ground. Exhale as we pull forward. This is for the hips and the knees, mobility. Inhale as we drop down. Exhale as we pull forward. Last time, inhale to drop down. Hold that yogi squat one more time. And then on the exhale, hands come back behind you. Land on your sit bones. Draw your legs forward. And we're going to lean back so that we can balance on our sit bones and our tailbone. Bringing the shins parallel to the floor. Hands can stay back behind you for balance, or you can grab underneath the thighs. If you feel like you can release the hands, reach forward. Working on our core here. We're keeping the chest lifted. We're not rounding into this pose. Keeping the sternum lifting up towards the sky. Flex your feet back towards you. Release. Take one hand to your belly. Feel all those strong core muscles turned on. That's what we want. Maybe extend the legs. Spread your toes out nice and wide. If you want to amp it up a little bit more, bring your arms overhead, even for a couple of breaths. Guaranteed you'll feel it. Good work wherever you are. Our core needs work every day, so don't skip this part. Go ahead and bend the knees, drop the feet, grab your shins, inhale to lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Exhale as you round. So tuck your chin to your chest. Oh, scoop out your belly, release your hands and roll yourself all the way down to the floor. Bring your legs into a tabletop position. So we are going to explore the core just a little bit more here. Arms are going to come up and overhead, straight up to the sky, palms facing one another. We're going to work not only on core, but left and right side of the body, dead bug pose. So as we inhale, right leg extends, left arm goes back behind you. You're reaching out in opposite directions. Exhale, you come back to the center pose. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, back to center. So keep this up. You're alternating side to side. And not only are we working our joints, shoulders and hips, knees here, we're also working our brain, the left and the right hemispheres of our brain. So this is an awesome little sequence. I know it doesn't look like much, but once you get into it, guaranteed you're going to feel it. All right, come back to center. Let's draw the knees into the chest. Oh yeah, should feel good. And then rock yourself up, bringing those feet right back to the ground. Got the hips width distance apart. Take your hands back behind you this time. Fingertips are gonna face your tailbone. Draw the shoulders back. So again, we wanna lift from the center of the chest, plant the palms, plant the feet, and as you inhale, float those hips off the ground. Now roll your shoulders back, lifting the chest. Really ground into your feet and roll those inner thighs in and down. If you're comfortable, let the head drop, opening the throat and the heart, the front of the shoulders, the front of the hips, reverse tabletop pose. Hang out here, or for yogis who want a little bit more. As you inhale, swing your hips back, keep your bum elevated off the ground. Exhale back to your reverse tabletop. And you can do that a couple of times, just kind of oiling up the shoulders and the hips as you do so. Good, wherever you are from reverse tabletop, we're gonna lower down and extend our legs out in front of us. So now for a little more flexibility, keep your left leg extended, slide your right heel in and cross it over your left thigh. Bring your right hands back behind you to prop yourself up. And on the in-breath, extend your left arm up as you extend your spine. Exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Maybe that elbow comes outside of your right thigh, or maybe you just hug the shin in towards you. If you take this option, put that right knee towards the left shoulder. Really give it a good hug And I promise you, you'll feel a nice stretch in your IT band. This is a nice option. I do like this. As you inhale, find some length. And as you exhale, find your twist. Maybe deepening it by turning a little bit more to the right. Taking your gaze to the right. Try not to let your chin drop, but keep it in line, parallel to the floor. Good, big breath in. On the exhale, we're gonna unwind and twist in the opposite direction. So open twist to the left, just to balance out the left and the right sides. Breathing in, you wanna lengthen. Breathing out, you wanna use the length that you found to deepen your twist. Good, now my right hand has found my right foot. Grab the bottom of the foot and extend your leg out straight. Pressing through that heel. You can either face forward or for a little more, you're gonna turn back to that open twist to the left. Walk your left fingertips away from you and maybe lift them off the ground, finding a balancing position. Press through the right heel and reach out through the left fingertips. Opening to the left. Good. Looking forward, we're going to bend that right knee and place the sole of the foot inside our left thigh. Turn the torso to face your extended leg. Take a deep breath in as you lengthen. And as you exhale, we're going to walk forward, hinging from the hips, coming into forehead to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. This is a great stretch for your hamstring. It also helps you to lift out of your low back and lengthen. Oh. Grab onto whatever you can find. It may not be your toes, maybe it's your shin or your ankle. Wherever you are is perfect. Just stay connected to your breath and make it feel good. Because yoga should feel good. If you're not feeling good, why are we doing it, right? We want to feel good. Good, from here, we'll walk the hands in, lift up. This time you're going to take your left forearm inside of your left thigh, and we're going to side bend to the left as we sweep that right arm overhead. Try not to lift off of that right side, right? Anchor down your hip, anchor down your thigh, stretch out of that right hip and that right side body. If you haven't done this in a while, guaranteed it's going to feel really good. And you may be surprised at how sticky and tight you are on those intercostal muscles. Good. Cartwheel that right hand back behind you, away from the hip. And sweep the left arm up, stargazer pose. Stretching the hips forward as we lean back. Let your head go. Nice. And then come on down. Switching sides, right leg long. We'll slide that left heel in and cross the left foot over the right. Ground the sole of the foot down. Left fingertips back behind you for support. Inhale, extend the right arm up. Exhale, find your twist. Either hooking the elbow outside of the knee, or go ahead and just grab that shin right beneath the kneecap. Hug the knee towards that right shoulder. And breathe length and spaciousness into the spine. Exhale, find some extra room to twist, right? Breathing in and breathing out. Good, breathe in. Exhale, unwind and twist to the open side. So balancing out here, rotating the chest to the right now. Finding the left foot with the left hand. Let's lift it and extend it out and away from us. Press through the heel. Oh, maybe walk those right fingertips away from you and lift them up and off the floor. Stretching out in both directions. Flexibility is the name of the game, guys. Good, let's bend the knee, draw the sole of the foot in, and then turn your torso to face your extended leg. This time the right leg. Breathe in, get some length. Breathe out, hinge forward. Find your forward fold here. Forehead to knee is the idea, but if you're not there, that's okay. Just do you here. Really think about trying to anchor the whole backside of that right leg into the ground as you stretch it out. We're twisting here as much as we are folding, so make sure that you feel there's a twist in your torso. Yes. Good. Walking the hands back as we lift up. We'll come into our side bend, placing that right forearm inside the right thigh, lifting the left arm up and overhead as we lean to the right. Stretching out those left side ribs, creating more space for us to breathe and move with ease. Staying connected to your breath here. Always using the exhales to release tightness or tension as it comes up. Good. Cartwheel that left hand back behind you. Sweep the right arm up and overhead, lifting the hips at the same time. Press those hips forward. Let your head relax. Breathe in and out. Stargazer pose. Come on down. Good. Now bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. You can interlace your hands together, wrap them underneath your feet. Draw the knees towards the ground as best you can. Lengthen your spine. If your knees are here, don't worry about it. You could even place blocks underneath your outer thighs if you needed that. Whatever you do, make this feel good. This is an inner thigh stretch. You will feel this. A little pulsing is always welcome. Or you may also want to take this into a forward fold. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the center of the chest draw you forward. Let your elbows find your inner thighs. Pressing the inner thighs open, stretching the heart space forward, breathing into this shape. Wherever you are, just give it your best and enjoy it. You're doing yoga. What feels better? Not too much. Good. If the heels in close to the body is too much for you, you can always extend them out, right? And make it a little bit wider of a diamond shape wherever you are. All right, guys. From here, we're going to invite the knees to close and come together. Press into your fingertips behind you. Come up onto your toe tips. So we're going to balance here now, strengthening our feet and our ankles. Knees together, balancing on those toe tips. Ankles and heels are lifted. See if you can bring one or both hands to your heart space, finding a focal point here to gaze upon. There may be some wobbling or shaking. I'm definitely feeling that, but we really need to take care of these guys, our feet, who do all the work for us all day long. Nice. Hold this as long as you'd like. When you're ready, release the knees down, widen them here, and let's go ahead and untuck the toes. We're setting up here for Balasana, child's pose. So when you're ready, we're going to stretch the arms way out in front of us and let our chest just drop to the ground. Forehead meets the ground or the mat wherever you are, grass if you're outside. And just breathe into your low back and your hip creases. Feeling any additional tension, just releasing with each out breath here. Just really acknowledging the fact that you make time to practice and to open up your body, to give it the love that it needs to stay a well-oiled, beautifully functioning machine for you. We're so blessed to be in these bodies, so we need to take care of them. Stay in child's pose as long as you'd like. When you're ready, walk the hands back. You may want to draw the knees together and just take a little moment of reflection, or set an intention for the rest of your day or your evening, wherever you are. That's it. Thank you, yogis, for joining me. I hope that this practice serves you well. I know that this is one of my daily go-tos, so maybe you'll find that that works for you as well. And as always, find the sunshine. If you can't find it, be it. Thank you, yogis. Namaste.